Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Bluegrass Iracing Truck Series. And tonight is the night. We're going to lock them down, the final four for the championship this season. It's been a fantastic season. I've gotten to be with you for half of it, and it's been an amazing run to the championship. And here we are at the penultimate race as we get ready to lock down just the last four that are going to compete for the championship. 8 really deserving drivers still in, or 7 actually, still in the hunt. And it's going to be exciting. Going to put them all on the paperclip here at Martinsville, and they're going to fight it out all the way to the finish, see who's going to go and get a chance to race at the playoffs. So that is that's the number one thing tonight, so that's what we'll look at. Take a look at your standings right here, the round of 8 cutoff race. You can see there what the situation looks like. Sean Kaiser locked in after a dominant performance last week at Darlington, and just cooked the whole field. So he is already moving on to that championship race. Daniel Cunningham, 14 above the cutoff. Chad Ross, 6 above the cutoff. But there, right there at the line, you can see Peyton Hubbard, only 3 above. Christopher McCullough, only 3 below. John Mollahan, Kenneth McCullough going to need a lot of help and likely going to be in a must-win situation. You can see Lucas Lyons eliminated from the playoffs, not going to be able to make the next couple of races, so he is out of this thing. So 3 drivers out right now who will make it to the final 4 and get the race for a championship. But tonight we're at Martinsville, going to be the old paperclip. As it sure is always fun to put a high-pressure situation on a track that just kind of sticks everybody close together all the time. I expect it to be messy tonight. I expect their guys to really be aggressive. We saw that in the Cup Series and the Xfinity, just how it all just kind of billows over, and we have a lot of action. So I'm expecting to see that tonight, especially out of the McCullough boys, as they've got a lot of work to do to get themselves into the playoffs. We'll try to get some folks in here that have already done their qualifying, and we will try to talk to some folks now that we have a little bit extra time while qualifying is going on. And we'll start with your not locked in, but he is second there in points, Daniel Cunningham. Daniel, this Eddie in the booth, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Eddie.
Well, man, you made it all the way to the end here. You've got a pretty good, sizable lead over the cutoff going into this race, but it's not guaranteed. You're going to need a lot of help. And you just need a good run. So tell me, what are your thoughts going into this race? What's your plan, and how do you expect to be able to make that final 4?
And it's definitely going to be tough. Martinsville is not one of my favorite tracks on iRacing. And you never know what you're going to get with this place. It could go green and get some decent racing in, or we could just have guys running each other over and have a total dumpster fire. We'll call it that. So yeah, try to get some stage points. Try to keep track position throughout the race. Definitely what going to be looking at here.
Well, no fast repair at Martinsville is always a scary idea, and you're going to have quite a few laps to try to figure that out. So far your qualifying looks pretty good. A lot of people have yet to go out, but let's talk a little bit about the team championship. JC Motorsports sits atop the team championship for by about 250 points. You got to feel pretty good going into the next couple rounds.
Yeah, for sure. I think Alex Penn posted that the max the team can score in a race is 234, so we've got a little bit over a race lead on that. So that's definitely on the docket tonight. Try to score as much team points as we can with that, especially with the stages and everything, and see if we can not even have to worry about that next week at Homestead.
Yeah, 150 laps, 60 lap stage. It kind of changes the way you race. How are you going to deal with the stage, and what's your kind of feelings about just 150 laps? Is going to go by pretty quick here.
Yeah, it definitely is, especially if we do get some green flag racing in. It's kind of like Bristol in that aspect. You can click off a lot of laps here and not a whole lot of time. So, if there's a caution right near the end of the stage where we're going to have a short run and go back green, you might be able to pit then, stay out at the stage break. Really, realistically, you have to, with where the stage break is, you have to pit twice in the race. You can't one stop it or anything like that. So there may be an opportunity if something does happen where you get behind that you might be able to try to flip track position, try to get some of it back.
Well, all right. Well, thanks for talking to us, Daniel. Good luck tonight.
Yeah, appreciate it, Eddie.
There you have it. Daniel Cunningham, who sits there in the second position with Sean Kaiser locked in, and he's feeling pretty confident. Team championship in good space, and looking to see if he can punch his ticket in. We're going to talk to a couple more before we get this thing going, and we'll show you one more time, if you're just joining us, what the cutoff looks like. We'll give you live points as it goes, thanks to I believe Alex Penn, so definitely appreciate him. I think I have the right Alex. But either way, we're going to get live points. That way we can keep tabs on what's going on with the stage breaks and who goes where. But let's talk to Chad. Let's see if Chad has done his qualifying. So let's talk to Chad Ross and get him up here if we can. Chad Ross, this is Eddie in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, I mean, a big night tonight. You're sitting just 6 points ahead of the cutoff. No fashion pair at Martinsville with about 20 drivers. How do you feel? Do you feel confident coming into this race? Are you a little bit nervous? What's the feeling like in that number 83 camp?
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit of both, man. That's a pretty good speed in practice, but just being in the wrong place here, man. You can get taken out, no fault of your own, and getting the gas a little too early, you could spin around and get killed that way too. So I'm gonna just try to be smooth and easy tonight. Hopefully, bring home a good finish.
All right. Well, good luck out there and have a good race.
Thanks, man.
All right, that's Chad Ross sitting there in third. Now we're going to get, and I know Peyton's probably going, I'm sure be next. No, I'm going to get, because we're running out of time, I'm going to get Christopher McCullough in here. And I want to talk to somebody that is below the cut line, and that's Christopher McCullough, just 3 points out of the cut line. Chris, how you feeling about tonight's race? You're starting, looks like maybe being around the 8th position. How's that 04 machine feeling going into this cutoff race?
Oh, man, I felt a lot better before I messed up in qualifying. Yeah, I need some points. Luckily, Hubbard's starting at the back. 3 points is very doable if I can get some stage points over him here. I think I got a good top 5 truck. I just need to be patient. It's going to be really tough to pass, so hopefully I can capitalize on some people's mistakes.
All right. Well, man, congratulations making it this far, and you're still in the hunt, so good luck tonight. And maybe we'll be talking to you in the Final Four next week.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Well, we got to talk to a few drivers, but it is gridding up time, and boy, I could sure get behind if I'm not careful when it comes to the grid, because it'll sneak up on you. So let's go ahead and jump into the grid. See who's starting where. John Mollahan doing a great job starting on the front row with Barrett Morton starting in the second position. Starting in third, Daniel Cunningham and David Sheets outside of him. Starting in fifth is Chad Rawls. Sixth, your locked-in driver, Sean Kaiser. Starting in seventh, Kenneth McCullough and Christopher McCullough starting outside him in the 8th position. In 9th is Drew Prohl, Cody Anderson going to round out your top 10. 11th, Jim Kaufman, Eric Parks going to start in the 12th position. 13th is going to be Carlton Charles and Jeremiah Hobbs in that 14th spot. 15th is going to be Ron Morris Jr. Peyton Hubbard going to round, be towards the back. That's a start in the back tonight. And Jeremy Vaughn in that 17th position. 18th, Brian Terry. 19th, David Brackett. Michael Cole going to be in the 20th position. And that rounds out your field here tonight. Well, 150 laps is what we're going to have tonight in this race as everybody gridded up, getting ready to go green here pretty soon. And, man, 150 laps, but a stage break right before halfway. And that's going to be an interesting call. I mean, tires here at Martinsville, usually not a big deal. You have to save a little bit. But I think we're going to see a lot of aggressive driving tonight. I just don't think you'll have a whole lot of opportunities to save and kind of ride around. I think you're going to be fighting for as much track position as you possibly can get. Pace car going to pull off, get ready to go green at stage break at lap 60. Another thing about that is these guys that are around that cutoff, Christopher McCullough and those that are below that, John Mollahan, doing a great job of making sure that they get up towards the front. John starting up front, and he will be able to try to maximize those points. If he can get those stage points, that could be huge for getting him above the cut line. And unfortunately, right now he's battling with his teammate for that final spot. So we'll see how that plays out. One more lap to go. As you see, Barney has the green flag. Look how excited Barney is right now. He is ready to go. He's got that green flag in his hands, and he's ready to go. They're going to extend the caution one more lap as we get ready to go green here. No fast repair. That's the big thing about tonight. You want to take care of that car. You do not have the opportunity to wreck it and have issue and go down and get a fast repair. You're going to have to be smart. Short tracks make it tough to come down pit roads. You're going to have to make good pit calls. And I feel very confident by the end of this thing, whoever is in the Final Four is well deserved. But John Mollahan going to lead us down to the green flag. The cutoff rates for the round of 4 is green here at Martinsville. Lap 1 in the books. John Mollahan gets out to an early lead. You can start to see single file already, as we do have a battle going on back here between, I think, Cody Anderson side by side. This is back here between 9th and 10th. Cody going to fall back to that 10th position. But right now up front, it is John Mollahan. He is a man on the mission. This 02 machine, we talked about it, that he has got to get those stage points, and he spins out. Unbelievable! Your pole sitter spins out off the corner, and he needed to get those stage points, and broadcaster Curse, as he goes around, he's going all the way back. Unbelievable. On lap 3, John Mollahan, who needed every bit of points that he could get, 12 below the cutoff, he's going to spin out in the lead. I can't believe that. I mean, that is not the way that you want to start this race. And we saw it live. I mean, I could show you a replay, but I mean, we were there. But we'll take a look at it again. I can't believe it. What a tough break. As we watch here on the V-Speed replay, just coming off of 4, he's being very aggressive there. I saw him entering high, coming off low, and man, just comes around. And you see just painful as the whole field is going to go around him. Take a look at that one more time for his in-car, or on board. You hear him shifting down to 3rd, getting on the gas just a little bit too early, maybe. You see. So, unbelievable start to this race. He is going to have to go all the way to the back. Alex Penn. Hey, I want to give a big shout out to Alex Penn, who will be giving me updates as the race goes on. As far as points, I could get a live point situation, but it doesn't work with stage points. So unless I had somebody here putting in stuff in spreadsheet live, I really can't do it. So man, I'm appreciative of Alex Penn, who's going to be behind the scenes giving us updates, and he does give me an update that spin, because of a rule that you can't, I think it, an incident before the first few laps or something like that, is a 10-point penalty. So now John Mollahan, who was in position to get a stage win and maybe get up there and, kind of just get in on points, is now in a must-win situation. So, in 3 laps, it goes from great to just awful for the number 02 machine of John Mollahan. Just a crazy way to start this race. But now we have likely almost 3 drivers that are in must-win situations here. Oh my goodness. Wow, what a way to start the race. I cannot believe that, but we're getting ready to go green. Pace truck going to pull off. Barrett Morton's going to take the outside, and we're going to be back green here in the Bluegrass Truck Series. Green flag back out. Barrett Morton gets a great jump. You see that teamwork. Oh my goodness, somebody's in the wall back here. Ron Morris Jr. No caution. We stay green, but he's got big damage as that 76 machine just hard into the inside wall in the start. What in the world happened? You see him slowing the track. He's going to go down pit road. No fast repair, so he is in trouble. but he goes down pit road. My goodness, what is going on in this race? They make contact. Holy shit. Between David Sheets and Sean Kaiser. As the 06 is going to go up the track, and he may have some damage as that truck does not want to turn. So, man, already fireworks going off. Watching here is Christopher McCullough, who's got to have a good night. 3 points out of the playoffs right now. He's got to feel pretty good, but Peyton Hubbard is moving up through the field. He is now going around the outside of folks as he's working his way up 5 spots from where he started. So we definitely be looking out for him, but he's in the hornet's nest right now trying to get up through the field. That's always such a tough place to do that. As, man, we'll go back and see what happened to Ron Morris here as we watch this battle between Peyton Hubbard and Drew Prohl. Let's take a look at the picture-in-picture. Look on board with the 76 watch here on the restart. I don't know if he spun his tires or what happened. He might have shifted down into second. That car just goes completely left into the inside wall. So, no caution for that, though. We stay green. Lap 13 of 150. Got a long way to go. Man, a couple drivers already in some deep doo-doo. I said a bad word. I'm sorry about that. Continue to watch Peyton Hubbard. Now he gets to the inside of David Sheets, who's probably like, holy sheep, needs to calm down just a little bit. We'll let Peyton Hubbard go probably right here. Peyton leads the pass up to 10th position now. He's in the points for the stage. Still got a long way to go, though. Got to get to lap 60, and he seems to be a lot quicker. He's actually, the last time by, he was the fastest truck on the track, so I think Peyton Hubbard in good shape. You hear a lot of guys shifting, and that's what got Mollahan in trouble. But you don't see Peyton shifting, so not really sure if we'll see that a lot or not tonight. But a lot to talk about. Mollahan has been able to kind of rebound so far and up into the 14th position, but man, so many cars he's got to drive through. He didn't hurt that truck. I think that's probably the best thing is that truck didn't really get any damage, just a solo spin just down to the inside. Those tires going to be heated up a little bit, but not going to wear out after that just one little spin. So let him cool down a little bit. He'll be okay. Peyton Hubbard now going to the inside, and Jim Kaufman in that 41 machine just dives down to the inside and takes it without much issue at all. So Peyton Hubbard up to the 9th position here on lap 18. Up front, it's still Barrett Morton, Daniel Cunningham, Chad Ross. Oh, my goodness, it's Cody Anderson sitting on the backstretch here. He is spun around, and nobody else is collected, but caution does come out for this spin as the 42 goes around and brings out our second caution of the night. Cody able to get that thing back rolling, and we'll see here on this replay what happened to him. I think it was the same thing that happened to Mollahan, as we'll take a look here at the replay. Down in the corner, you're going to see this exit right here. It just seems like you get on the gas just a little bit too early in the same exact spot that Mollahan had his issues. Everybody able to avoid him, though, but caution does come out. So Barrett leading the way here, not a playoff driver, but fighting for a win. Hey, if you're out of the playoffs, the wins are all that you're going for, and he is definitely capable of getting them done. He's been sort of on a hot streak here lately, still fighting for team points, and I think that's the biggest thing. Those team standings mean a lot. They pay a lot of money, too, so team, kind of like the Owners' Championship in a real NASCAR. Those team championships are just as important as the driver championships here in Bluegrass. So Barrett Morton doing his part. Like that guys in those helmets. I'm doing my part. That's Barrett Morton right now up front. Just 40 laps to go in this stage. Nobody going to come down pit road. Nobody's giving up track position. Just not enough time on these tires. You can run. We saw it in real life. They ran 200 laps on a set of tires. And it's very similar here Martinsville does not eat them up that quickly. And even if you did get new tires, you got to drive up through the field. That's pretty tough to do. So we'll see. We'll see what guys decide to do. I think most of them will pit right at the stage. And, you know, if they get within about 50 laps to go, I think that'll be the last time we'll see folks come down pit road. Caution still out. Got some lap cars now. Ron Morris Jr. has been sitting on pit road for quite a while, as he has about almost 5.5 minutes of repairs after that just odd look down into the inside wall on that restart. I mean, thankfully didn't collect anybody else in that deal, as that could have been a massive pileup. And so far, we've been able to avoid massive pileups here at Martinsville. Short track, the track can get blocked. We saw that in the Xfinity race. I mean, just completely block the whole track, and that can definitely happen here. But so far, everybody been able to spin out of the way, and people have been able to avoid. Doubled up, getting ready to go green here. Barrett Morton with the lead. Daniel Cunningham right there in second. You see the cream of the crop already up there at the front. Daniel Cunningham, Chad Ross, Sean Kaiser, and now Kenneth McCullough and Christopher McCullough up into the top 5 and 6 there, and Peyton Hubbard in 7. So Kenneth McCullough in a must-win situation. So we'll see. Somebody might be able to surprise everybody and punch your ticket to the playoff by winning. Green flag back out, though, here on lap 23. We'll see if everybody gets through it without any kind of issue. And so far, so good. As Sean Kaiser on the outside trying to make it work. I think that bottom is where you're going to want to be. Man, Daniel Cunningham going down to the inside here. We got a battle for the lead here at Martinsville between teammates. Daniel with a great run, able to lead that lap. Takes over the top spot. Now Barrett going to fall back into that second position. We'll see if he can get some help from his teammate to get down low, but it doesn't seem like he's really trying too hard to get down there. But he does secure that second place finish, or second place right there into that turn. So JC Motorsports 1, 2, 3. Then you got the McCullough Motorsports of Christopher McCullough, who needs those points now. Christopher is in the worst spot. Peyton Hubbard, Christopher McCullough, they're in the worst positions out of anybody. Because if I'm at the back, if I'm Kenneth McCullough, I got to win. If I'm John Mullahan now with that 10-point penalty, I got to win. So you can pin your ears back, just go after them, and, you know, caution to the wind. You just go up there and race your heart out, try to get this win. But Christopher McCullough can make it on points. Peyton Hubbard can make it on points. Chad Ross can make it on points. Those guys are going to have very stressful races because they can't be aggressive. They can't take, you know, if Christopher gets in trouble here and he goes to the back, he's going to be similar to the way John Mullahan is. So Christopher's going to have to be patient, be smart, take care of that truck. So far, he's doing a great job. Up 4 spots from where he started into that 4th position. Now the guy he's chasing is right behind him, Peyton Hubbard. In that 6th position, drove all the way from the back. And, I mean, really no surprise at this point. But, I mean, the biggest surprise is just how close he is to the cut line. I think he himself has said, man, I've had a really, really tough second half of the year. Now, the playoffs have been good to him so far. But, oh, my goodness, as Christopher McCullough gets loose there. And now Chad Ross is going to get to the inside of that machine. But the 04 almost had a tough deal. Now Cody Anderson is around again. That 42 truck having a tough race here so far as he goes around, and caution is back out for that 42 machine. And it looked like sort of in the same area that it happened before. Let's take a look at the replay. He's on the outside of the 13 of Brian Terry, just trying to gas it up there on the outside, and that truck just does not want to do that. And still, another great job by everybody to avoid him there. But, yeah, I mean, yeah, you know, once you spin out 1 or 2 times and that truck has those really, really hot rear tires, it takes a while for those tires to equalize, come back down on temp if they ever do. So, you know, it's a tough deal, but you come down, get 4 tires, and get your head right. Get back. Oh, he's going to go a lap down, though. Oh, wow. I don't know if he meant to do that. He had to come down. He was going to come down pit road, but Cody Anderson going to go down a lap there with that pit stop. Somebody else coming down pit road, I'm a little surprised to see. That's going to be Kenneth McCullough, who comes down in that must-win situation. I wonder if he's not thinking of trying to flip the stage, hoping that we go to the stage win and he can cycle back up to the front, try to manage his tires and get to that stage, and that may be what he's doing. So some strategy call. That's that must-win mentality from Kenneth McCullough coming down and getting those tires right now so he can flip that stage. But up front, still JC Motorsports, Daniel Cunningham, Barrett Morton. I mean, nobody's really been able to do anything with them at the moment. So they've kind of got the top 3 spots pretty much blocked off. And right now, I mean, Barrett Morton, Sean Kaiser, they're both playing sort of defense for Daniel Cunningham, who right now is leading the race. He's probably pretty good on points. We'll take a look at those. If you're just joining us, you can take a look at the standings. This is not live standings. This is before the race. But you see there, John Mollahan, man, he was in a great position to get really close and spun out. Loses 10 points for bringing out that caution that early. And so now he's 22 points in the hole. And we'll see once the stage is over where he settles, but it's going to be tough. But Daniel Cunningham, they're 14 points above the cutoff. If he can just get this stage win, I think that will lock him in. It would be really difficult for me to see with just 20 cars or 20 trucks in the field. 14 plus the 10 for the stage win, I think that would be pretty much a guarantee. So Daniel Cunningham doing a great job so far, but you saw those right at the line. It's going to be exciting to see how this plays out. Get the 1 to green, going to go green flag racing here. Been pretty caution heavy, but no big wrecks, just a couple self spins. Cody Anderson is parked for the night for bringing out 2 cautions there, so he will have to call it quits. All right, Daniel Cunningham takes the outside. He's going to lead us down to the green flag here on lap 35 of 150. And green flag is out. Back race teammates working together yet again. Oh my goodness, the 06 is going to go around. David Sheets tried to come down on the inside and gets clipped by the 73 of Eric Parks. And caution is out again. We're going to start clicking them off pretty quick here, especially without these fast repairs. But I saw it. David Sheets tried to cut down there on that restart and get down to that bottom line. Guys really fighting for those positions. Unfortunately, I think there was a truck already down there. We'll take a look at the replay. We're going to get a lot. I wish these replays were sponsored. They'd be getting a lot of airplay at the moment. You see the 73. And that was wild. It almost looked like the 73 was trying to let him in. And then I don't know what happened. That's the oddest thing I've seen in a while. But Eric Parks got a little bit of damage on the right front of that car. Go back and watch this as they come to 3 and 4 here and try to see maybe what might have went wrong. But it definitely seemed like the 06 thought he was going to get down. Yeah, I don't think that was intent. I don't think he was trying to let him in. I think the 06 of David Sheets thought he was going to get that spot, but Eric Parks said no, sir, and he goes around. So, wow. David Sheets coming down pit road, and looks like Kenneth McCullough coming down again. I don't know what's going on with the 03, but trying to make sure to come down for some fuel. We'll see some other guys coming down. Eric Parks got some damage. He needs to get that fixed. Drew Prohl comes down as well. So we're going to see only 20 laps. This is what I love about the playoff points and the stage points and all that kind of stuff with stage breaks. I do like this strategy where guys can come down and try to flip the stage. Here at Martinsville, this is a great opportunity. With just 20 laps, it's not going to be a whole lot of tire wear. And these guys are absolutely coming down on the stage break to get tires and fuel. So these guys will cycle up to the front. So I think it's a great strategy if stage points aren't important. If you're Daniel Cunningham, Christopher McCullough, Peyton Hubbard, Chad Ross, those guys have to think about the stage and have to try to get as many points as they can. But Kenneth McCullough doesn't have to do that. He has got to go out there and win this race. If John Mollahan, you're in a similar situation. So I think Kenneth doing a little strategy call, and he might get himself up front. I want to thank everybody for watching. We've got folks watching on Bluegrass TV and also VSRN, V-Speed Racing Network. I want to thank everybody watching. If you're not subscribed to either one of them, go subscribe. Run over there to VSRN if you're on Bluegrass. If you're over on VSRN, run over to Bluegrass TV and hit them a subscribe too. We can share the love around. V-Speed Racing Network up to 486 subscribers, just 14 away from 500. That's been a big goal for a long time, so we'll see if we can get that done. But Green Flag Racing here, Daniel Cunningham going to lead us down. Teamwork going to get him out front most likely. As Barney got the green flag in hand, here comes Daniel Cunningham. Gets a great restart. Teammates side by side, sort of in a weird way. I know they're not doing it on purpose, but it's just like they're a roadblock. They're like, hey, you guys are not getting to this 08 machine. I mean, look at the defense these two are playing. There's nowhere to go. As the 04, Christopher McCullough does get down to the inside of Sean Kaiser. So he'll might be able to take this third place. Sean's going to fight him really, really hard, though, but right into the corner. Man, Chris really dives it in there. Gives a little glove tap to the 9. Here he comes, Christopher McCullough, showing some strength down here. Is he going to go down to the inside and take over second? Oh, I think he hit the apron, hit that little curbing right there and had to slow up, lost some momentum. And here comes Sean Kaiser back down into the inside. And oh, John Mollahan spins again. I can't believe it. The 0-2 of John Mollahan is around. I mean, unbelievable luck for this guy. I mean, the 0-2 was just in the greatest spot. And if he's watching the broadcast, I know you hate for me to keep saying it, and I'm sorry. Maybe turn the broadcast off. I don't know. I have to talk about you, but man, up there, got the pole, was in a great position to win the stage, and it's just gone south really quick for that 0-2 machine. Get you that replay in just a second, but man, tough for playoff drivers already. Try to take a look and see if we can see what happened here. It looks like Jim Kaufman and John Mollahan get together here. Let's take a look at the replay. I think John's got the run down, the same thing that we saw just a second ago. Makes contact. Again, not big contact. Shouldn't be that much damage, but it's just the same thing that we saw before. You see, he makes contact with Peyton Hubbard, and man, the 41 drove deep into the corner. And John, I mean, he had him cleared, but I mean, the 41 was showing that he was going to do it. And Jim Kaufman says, no, thank you. You can see Jim Kaufman really cooking that corner. We'll go back, watch right here. John was well ahead of him, but just had to check up. And man, Kaufman drove that thing way down in the corner. We'll watch right here. You know, I don't really pick sides, but I think John had that spot, or Jim Kaufman, excuse me, had that spot. I think John was trying to throw up a prayer and hope that that Jim would answer it, and he did not. But still a long way to go. I mean, if you're John, you keep fighting. I mean, you have to. He's got to go up there and win this race. He's got to keep fighting. And he still has plenty of time. We've still got over 100 laps to go. But a couple more spins like that, and he's going to be in trouble. 4 people coming down pit road, though. John Mollahan is one of them. Going to lead this group down. Kenneth McCullough coming down as well. I mean, he's come down pit road the last few laps. Last few cautions, I mean. And So he is really committed to flipping that stage as the leaders continue to stay out. All right, get the 1 to green. Gonna go back racing here. Ooh, I don't know, a little bit of brake checking or something going on back here. The 04 kind of slows up as the 51 gets in the back bumper. Ten laps to go in the stage. Daniel Cunningham has been out front for the last 20, 30 laps and looking to try to win the stage and make sure that he gets into that final 4, be able to race for a championship. And I think he'll be locked in if he can complete that. But we got guys behind him that do not want that to happen, and Christopher McCullough is one of them. Trying to fight through these JC Motorsports. He's been able to do it. He got him second a few laps ago, but you see, just nowhere to go at the moment. Just not quite able to clear the 24. He's going to have to continue racing side by side, and while that's going on, Peyton Hubbard and Chad Ross back there battling as well. So just a lot of playoff drivers right here. And like I said, I think Barrett and Sean are just playing great defense right now. As the 04 just has nowhere to go. I mean, just can't go anywhere at the moment. I think he's faster than these guys, but just not able to do anything with it. Finally, we got the wreck going on back here as the 38 goes around, and now we've got all kinds of drivers. David Sheets around again as Jim Kaufman goes around. David Sheets sitting there on the track, not able to move just yet. Caution, back out again. Looks like it was started with Jim Kaufman again. Jim Kaufman and the 38 of David Brackett here battling. Jim down to the inside. He's got the inside track. Comes off the corner and a little bit of contact there. And they almost had it saved, but David Brackett not able to save it. Jeremiah Hobbs makes contact. And then the 06 sort of a innocent bystander there. On board with David Sheets. We can watch it all happen. Just a tough break. David Sheets almost gets through it, but grabs side of Jim Kaufman as he comes around, and Group Roll nowhere to go. That's the backup to go around the 06. Well. We're going to have a little sprint to the end of this stage. I don't think they're going to call the stage here. I think we should have about a lap or two to get to it. They have to complete, the leader has to complete lap 60 for the stage to be complete. So you're racing to the end of lap 60. But you can definitely see, so far so good for JC Motorsports. Take a look at the race recap as we run. A couple lead changes, 6 cautions, though, so far. That's sort of been the tail of the tape here tonight. Been pretty messy, but we said that was going to happen. You put this kind of pressure, there's a lot on the line, a lot of money on the line for sure. And these guys are going to be racing harder. And it's only going to get more and more intense as the pressure builds. Folks get more desperate. It's going to continue to be that way as the sun starts to go down. It's funny, it's like the opposite. Sun goes down and it's going to heat up on the track. But look how cold that track is, 68 degrees that is one of the coldest tracks that I've seen in a while. Honestly, I can't imagine tire wear being a huge factor, as you're just not able to put that much heat in the tires. And these guys are not going to be sliding all over the place. If we get the 1 to green here, we do. But we will have a one lap shootout to the stage. How about that? If it wasn't already exciting enough, we're going to do a 1 lap shootout to the stage. Cunningham with the lead. We really haven't had enough green flag laps to really see anybody make any moves. I mean, Peyton Hubbard, a couple of those guys made up a lot of spots early, but I mean, as they get to the front, it gets harder and harder, but they need more laps to be able to work on it, so we'll see. Green flag is back out. Race for the stage here as Barrett Morton plays defense again. That 08 needs these playoff points to make sure he is in there. What will the 04 do? What's he willing to do here? He's going to, oh, they block him. The 04 thought about putting the bumper to him, as they are definitely blocking for the 08. They're not even trying to hide it. Is off the corner. Daniel Cunningham is going to be your stage winner. Caution comes out, and stage 1, or the only stage, will go to Daniel Cunningham in that 08 machine. So everything, you kind of saw how wound tight the whole front running was there. I think we'll see that loosen up, as now Daniel Cunningham should be locked in. We'll get confirmation. We've got live points going right now in the background. Once that gets shot to me, I'll let you guys know once the stage has been figured out. We won't rush Alex Penn. He's doing us a hell of a service, and we'll watch as the pit stops go on here for the leaders. Now we should see some guys cycle over to the lead, so it's got to be a big weight off of the back of the 08 machine, as now the race is really going to change here. Watch everybody come down pit road. The 08, they all pulled into their stops. You can see all the drivers that have stayed out after coming down the last couple of times. So it's going to get a little messy. See Ron Morris Jr., he is 52 laps down already. A tough race. Race off pit road. Daniel Cunningham is going to lead this little group off, but Drew Prohl is going to assume the lead here. Pitted just a few laps ago. And now that the stage points is out of the way, now we're going to see all of the extra stuff. Look at what we got. We've got must wins. Now, it's going to be a tough deal for Kenneth and John, because both of them now in a must-win situation, and that is that's a tough position to be in. Two teammates in the same exact kind of spot. So it's going to be tough for those guys to really settle that out between themselves. But I'm here for it. I want to see who is desperate enough to make some wild moves and get it done. But I think we'll see the race kind of calm down, stage points out of the way. You know, folks like Daniel Cunningham, those guys can kind of chill out. You know, won't see that much, you know, the blocking from the JC Motorsports anymore. And that should really open up this race here. I think it's going to be interesting to see how it goes from here. See if we get the one to go. If we don't, we're going to bring John up here and talk to him. I get him too early. See, if we get the one to go, we won't do it. We do get the one to green, so we'll talk to him maybe under the next caution. I'm going to talk to one of these guys up here in this must-win situation and see what their thoughts are at the moment. I'm sure they don't want to talk to me, but sometimes when you got the power like I do, you can just yank somebody up in here and that without their consent. All right, going to go green here. Drew Prohl, all these drivers, the top 4, I expected more to stay out, but the top 4 are drivers on quote-unquote older tires, but they still should be plenty fast. And I think John Mollahan is looking forward to putting the rest of that race. He gets loose. Drew Prohl does, and the lead goes straight to John Mollahan. He's going to spin out. No! The O2 spins out in the lead again. Unreal on the restart. Drew Prohl spins his tires, and then he had the lead. John Mollahan did, and spins it out off of turn 2, and to the back again he goes. It just, oh my gosh. I'm not laughing. I am just in disbelief on how bad John Mollahan's night has gone so far. It just, when it ain't in the cards, baby, it ain't in the cards. But still got a long way to go. He's still got plenty of opportunities. I feel like that was another great opportunity for him. And, man, I just can't believe it. Let's go look at the replay here. Coming to take the green flag is, you're going to see Drew Prohl. I think he spun his tires here. Yeah, I mean, Drew Prohl spins his tires and goes down to the inside, and man, John Mollahan just cooks them into 1 and 2, and just goes around again. Golly, man. I mean, I can't imagine how excited he was right here when Drew spins his tires. You see, just, oh man, almost wrecks in front of the field, and John's like, oh, I got it, and just enters in a little bit too high and spins it out. I think if you're in the Mollahan house, I can't imagine Zoe's going to go a lap down here. But I mean, there's no headset, there's no controller, there's no steering wheel, there's no table, there's no monitor. It's safe when stuff like that happens. You just, ugh. Oh, man. I can't not tell you how terrible I feel for John Mollahan. Now, right now, he's on pit road. I don't know exactly what is going on. He must have gotten some major damage. That O2 is on pit road. He's now going a lap down, now a couple laps down, and unfortunately, I think that's going to do it for the O2 machine. Man. I'm going to quit harping on him. It's just, man, it's so disappointing if you're the O2. Oh, man. Feels so terrible. All right, well, your points are updated from the chase. So right now, Cunningham, or Chase, the stage. So Cunningham is plus 15 currently where he runs. With, I mean, technically he could still fall out of the top 4. So he's not locked in like I thought. He's plus 15 over the cut line. Chad Ross is plus 4 running in 7th place. Peyton Hubbard plus 2. So he has only kind of dropped back a couple points even after gaining all those spots, but still got a long way to go. Christopher McCullough is minus 2, and Kenneth McCullough, who's up front with the lead here on this restart. He is in a must-win situation, and he is in the right position right here. Let's see how good his tires are. He should not have burned them up. Really, he should be good to go, but does he have the pace that these front runners has had? I mean, if you're going to be racing for the Final Four, you better have the pace. So if he doesn't have it, he's going to need to find it here. Yeah, but so far, it seems like just in the first corner, the 08 really gets a great run through the middle. And he's going to fall back to the second position, but still I got a fighting chance here. Man, I think, oh, man, we're going to have a 3-wide situation here as David Sheets moves up the track. That's going to allow Christopher McCullough to get down to the inside to take over the 3rd place. David Sheets on those older tires as well. He's trying to maintain, but you can see, I said tires wouldn't really matter, but, man, it looks like they definitely are as, man, Christopher McCullough was super loose off the corner. But right now, nobody locked in. The only person that's definitely out is John Mollahan with that 10-point penalty. No matter what happens to John, he is not going to be able to recover, as he is 6 laps down still on pit road, so he is out of this thing. But right now, all eyes on Ross Hubbard and Christopher McCullough. They can point themselves into the Final Four, where Kenneth McCullough there in second. He has got to win. There is no avenue for him to get into the Final Four without that dub, and he has got to go up there and get it. And if you want to race for a championship, like I said, you need to go up there and prove that you belong, and he has done that all season, and he's got a great opportunity to do that right now. Oh, caution is back out. I don't know who for, though. Trying to see where that caution is. I don't see anybody spinning on the track, so I don't know if it's, I think it might have been Barrett Morton in that 9 machine. And it was. So one of the guys been running up front, now gets in the back and has some trouble. Let's take a look at it here. On board Barrett Morton in that 9 machine. Kind of got stuck behind David Sheets, and same thing's been happening to these guys all night. Gets on the throttle just a little bit too early on exit. And we'll see if they're shifting. That's something that I'm interested to know. I think that's what's biting these guys. No, he was definitely not shifting. He was in 4th gear and just got on the throttle, and it got out of shape and he went around. No harm, no foul. Just another self-spin here tonight. It's been a lot of those as we now under caution yet again. But we're just a little over halfway and just at the hour mark, so we've got a lot left in this race. So far, Daniel Cunningham leads the race. He won the stage, has the freshest tires, is in the best position to maybe win this race and have some really good momentum going on to the next round, the final round. So far, a couple drivers out of this race. Ron Morse Jr., Cody Anderson out. John Mollahan is effectively out of this one. David Brackett is the only driver that's multiple laps down that is still running. 4 laps down, so at this rate he'll likely get back on lead lap by lap 100 if this continues on. But so far everybody else still in the race. Your big, we've been talking about a lot of points and a lot of drivers that are racing for playoff positions, and so far they're all up there towards the front. Drew Prohl is the first driver in that 5th position who is not in the playoffs. You see all those yellow banners on the top of the windshields, and they're all up at the front. Now, Kenneth McCullough there goes down pit road. That's interesting. I think he really felt the tire difference. He's up front and immediately lost the lead to Daniel Cunningham on fresh tires. So he comes down pit road and only falls down to 10th place. I think that was a good call. So Kenneth is making all the right moves right now to put himself in a good position. Now he's got fresh tires. He just needs some green flag laps, and he can probably get up toward the front. Daniel Cunningham going to lead. Christian McCullough there in second on the bottom. Lights are on here in Martinsville. Green flag is out as, man, look at the tire spin on Christopher McCullough. You see somebody pulling down. I don't know if they're trying to go 3 wide, but we got a battle here 2 wide for second as McCullough gets a great run off of 2. And look it down to the inside. He's going to put the nose in there, and he's going to say thank you very much, and he's going to take over the lead, but maybe not for long as that 51 machine is driven all the way from the back. And these drivers right here are battling each other for that cut line. So Christian McCullough needs to get up there and lead laps. Peyton Hubbard needs to get up there and lead a lap as well. So it's going to be a little bit more aggressive. You see those JC Motorsports, they have kind of backed off, and you don't see them hardly anymore, as they have, I mean, numero uno, what they came in here to do, they completed that task. But now it's up to McCullough's, and here comes Peyton Hubbard with a big run, going to go down to the inside. Nothing Christopher can do, as the 51 now going to take over the top spot if he complete this pass. Chris gets a great run, but not quite able to jump down in front of that 51. And he's going to race him. That McCullough 04 machine going to race hard here. Not just going to give that position up. Doing a great job, but going to lose that position right there. Has to check up just a little bit. So Peyton Hubbard completes the drive from the back to the front. 16th to first. Incredible drive here at Martinsville. And now finds himself up front. But we got another caution. Caution is out. It was like Brian Terry, the 13 machine. He has got some big damage to the front end of that machine. And I thought we was going to get some green flag racing, and another caution. And again, it's another self spin. So interesting that the track conditions are kind of causing a lot of self spins. You would think there'd be a lot of grip out there. Maybe that's the problem. Just too much. People are being aggressive. You can see right there again, the 13 just gets loose off the corner. Well, more pit strategy as we've got Peyton Hubbard and others coming down pit road. Jim Kaufman, the 73 of Eric Parks, comes down pit road along with others. As it looks like for Peyton Hubbard, it's going to be 4 tires and fuel for that 51 machine. Gives up the lead. Got that lap led. I think that was what the goal was. And he's racing the 04 off the corner, or off the pit road, excuse me. So he wins that battle. All the leaders come down, but that's going to give the lead back to Sean Kaiser and Kenneth McCullough. Those strategies sort of offset. And I don't know exactly what the fuel is, but I think these guys are coming down for tires, it looks like. But these strategies keep going back and forth depending on when the cautions fall. I think Kenneth would have liked to have seen that go green because he was going to have the freshest tires out of the bunch, but going to have another opportunity here. He's going to have Michael Cole right behind him, Chad Ross, David Sheets. Chad Ross and David Sheets did pit this time by, but they only took 2 tires, so a little bit of strategy call out of them. Man, it would be awesome to have live points in this race, because I think it is so close. I mean, at the stage break, I mean, 2 points out. Christopher McCullough is Peyton Hubbard 2 points in. Ross only 4 points up. I mean, it is extremely tight from 3rd to 5th. Just can't make a mistake. I mean, we've seen a lot of mistakes. I mean, and this will be the last time I talk about it, but John Mollahan, you saw the mistakes that are possible that can just take you out of this thing. And so these guys, you know, they have to be cautiously aggressive. They have to be smart. They don't want to piss off a non-playoff driver. That's one thing I'd be thinking about in this situation is, you know, if I'm racing Sean Kaiser, I don't want to piss him off because he don't care. I mean, at this point, he could just, oops, I missed my breaking point and send you off into the shadow realm, and you missed the playoffs. So you don't want to piss anybody off, but you also can't give a whole lot of spaces up. I mean, it's such a tough position to be in if you're racing for points, if you're one of those 3 drivers, and just a tough spot. Kenneth McCullough, though, he's not in that spot. He's just got to go and win this race. As we're getting ready to come down to the green flag, somebody was really slow down on the apron. Sean Kaiser gets a great jump, and I don't think Kenneth McCullough is going to be able to get down to the inside. And, man, Chad Ross goes right around him. Here comes Christopher McCullough down to the inside as Kenneth stuck on the outside. Let's see if he can get down to the bottom, and he does right in front of Peyton Hubbard on those fresh tires. And Peyton going to be all over the back bumper of this 03 machine. And man, we got all kinds of movement going on up here. It's the 04, Christopher McCullough. Oh, he's going to go around. What is going on? The 04, Christopher McCullough, who is 2 points out, goes around again. Well, he didn't go around again, but another driver in that position has gone around, and caution is back out, but the 04. We saw a lot of movement up there as they were racing hard. And he just gets into the marbles here as he's racing Chad Ross. Go back and check again. We need somebody to sponsor this replay. You're going to see he's trying. Chad's going to block him. He's going to go drop down in the corner, trying to go around the outside. He's going to get up into the marbles, though. And he's, I mean, just, so frustrating. I mean, at this point, you'll watch right here. He goes down the corner, and he's going to get loose here, right there. He's spinning out. He saves it a little bit, and he's trying to gather it back up and gasses it up just a little bit too much. And that 04 goes around. My goodness. This race has been crazy. I mean, just unbelievable. Somebody in the chat said, are we racing in January? And it does seem that way. 65 degrees at the track, and the track temp is 68 degrees, which is wild to see. So I don't think it's going to get any warmer. One of these cautions, I'm going to bring them up in here and talk to some of these drivers. But right now, look, 11 cautions, and we still have 50 laps to go. It's not going to get any better. I mean, everybody. I mean, now we've got Christopher McCullough in a dangerous situation, in 15th position. And all the people he's racing are up at the front. Chad Ross, Peyton Hubbard. I mean, he is in a bad position. Oh, just the worst time for that to happen. What we'll do on this restart, we'll give you the point of view for Christopher McCullough as we see him try to work his way back up through the field, see what he can do on these restarts. It's going to be tough for him, but he's got a lot of work to. He's got to be aggressive. Only 50 laps to go. He's not going to have a whole lot of time to get back up to the front. I mean, golly, my heart goes out to both those guys. Man, that is just a tough night to have. Try to give you the points towards the, at the end of the race as quickly as we possibly can. We'll kind of wait around to see what the final four is going to be, if they're able to do that. If not, just have to check Discord. But we'll do the best we can to see where all this ends up. Again, appreciate Alex Penn for staying on top of us, giving us that info. I mean, that's a masterclass in doing some good work behind the scenes as we get ready to go green here. Green flag is out. Sean Kaiser takes the lead as now we got a battle between Chad Ross and Kenneth McCullough as they're side by side. You're watching Christopher McCullough. Look at him down there, just nowhere to go. He's trying to move his way back up towards the front as we watch this battle for second. Kenneth McCullough's got some pretty fresh tires. I think he's in good shape. Just got to dig down deep, find that pace, and go up there and get that win. He's got to have that win if he's going to get into the playoffs. He's able to take over the second place from Chad Ross. Now can he go up there and take the lead as, man, Drew Prohl, Peyton Hubbard tried to get down to the inside line, just couldn't do it. And Drew continues to be out there as, I think we got Brian Terry is around again. So the 13 brings out another caution here in this race. Now we'll go back and check it out and see what happened. I the 73 of Eric Parks behind him. Eric Parks is going to give him a shove, and 13 just goes around. So don't know if there was some extracurricular activity going on before that, but Eric Parks not happy. Shoves him up out of the way. I think he might have just been really racing hard with the 04 there, as Christian McCullough was able to get back up to the 11th position so far. I'm just a broadcaster. I've got no skin in this game, but I tell you what, I'm on pins and needles here. This is exciting. See where this is going to end up. The points are all over the place. Guys who, you know, were pretty dang good and good spots on points. Just need to have some good days. Have had some really bad days. You know, the McCullough Motorsports group of John Mollahan and Christopher McCullough have not had a great night, but Peyton Hubbard and Kenneth McCullough having good nights. Daniel Cunningham wins the stage and, you know, further solidifies himself up into that second position. So, I mean, it's really a battle for the final two spots. Chad Ross up in third place. He's having a great race, doing exactly what he needs to do. If he finishes where he's at right now, he's in. Just got to continue and stay out of trouble. That's been sort of the name of the game at the moment. Just trying to stay out of trouble, not loop it. Just kind of a nervous energy out there on the track right now. All right, doubled up, getting ready to go green here. Just a little over 40 laps to go. It's going to end quick here in the Bluegrass Truck Series. John Kaiser with the lead. Going to go for 2 in a row in the playoffs in the final round. That's a statement if he can get that done. We'll see. Chooses the bottom. And a lot of guys try to work that top with the teammate strategy, but tires are starting to wear out here when we see some guys spin the tires. That's been an issue here so far. John Kaiser, the good control of the restart. Green flag is out. Gets another great jump. And oh my goodness, Kenneth McCullough. Look how many people are spinning their tires as Kenneth McCullough almost loses it. Peyton Hubbard going to get to the inside and take over that third position. Not a great restart at all for Kenneth, but man, going to fight hard back on the outside of trying to get back to the bottom if he can. He's able to do that. Oh man, the 10 goes around back here in the back, and caution back out again. You know, I've never seen a track this cold, so I wonder if that is part of it. You know, we seem to have it right after the cautions and these restarts, as guys are just not able to let the tires get up to temp, and with the track being as cold as it is, you got to wonder if that's not part of it. Take a look and see what happened to Jeremiah here. Same spot everybody else has had issues with, right here, right off of 2. Well, that's off of 4 actually, but I mean, the rear tires just lose grip and he goes around. I mean, we have seen that multiple times tonight, so it's got to be heat related with the tires, with the track being as cold as it is. Let's see Jeremiah Hobbs coming down pit road. John Kaiser leading the easiest laps he's ever led. I mean, this ain't nothing to lead laps under caution. He doesn't have to fight at all, doesn't have to work. He's just leading laps, flicking them away. They continue this. Gonna be hard for anybody to make a charge at that 24. He's been getting good restarts every single time. I gotta say that's gonna be a statement. He's already locked in. One just dominated last week. It was playing some defense earlier, but it's got back up to the front. He can win this week as well. It's a very well a statement win to go into the championship 4. Of course, the championship race is at Homestead next week. But we will crown a champion. There are a lot of folks that I think are deserving of it. This has been one of the tightest round of 8s that I've seen. I mean, Lucas Lyons would be a definite threat for the championship. He just couldn't make the final 2 races, so he's out of it. That'd be another wrench into the whole thing. So we really only have 7 drivers left here tonight, and it has been a wild one. Got your points leader in first. You got second points back in 6th. You got third in points in second. You got fourth in points in third. You got fifth in point back here in that 11th position. He's going to be digging here on this restart, I am sure. All right, getting ready to go green here on lap 114, coming to 115. Sean Kaiser with control of the restart again, going to get another great jump. As, oh man, Peyton Hubbard gets loose this time. Peyton able to take over the 3rd position as Kenneth dives down into the corner to try to stop Drew Prohl from getting to his inside. He's going to get down to the bottom. See if we can get some green flag laps to see who's got the speed to go up there and win this thing. And right now, Chad Ross looking pretty strong, but that 51 is on his bumper. Picture with Christopher McCall as he continues to try to work his way now around Jeremy Vaughn up into the 8th position. So he is still moving forward as we got a battle for the lead starting to brew. If Chad Ross can get to the inside of him, great battle up front. Kenneth McCullough back there in 4th place. I know he would love to see these guys get up there and beat and bang and take each other out. But what better way of like just killing the morale of your competitors and go up there and just pass all 3 of them and take the win. I think if you're that at 03, that's what you're thinking. Christian McCullough up to the 7th position. He is continuing to move forward on the back bumper of the 08 of Daniel Cunningham. Now with caution is back out. Brian Terry again. Spot off of turn 4. 13 goes around. Kenneth McCullough coming down pit road. I I think this is a strategy call, but man, I don't know. I think it might be a Hail Mary is what this is. Gonna get 4 tires and fuel likely. Can't imagine why he would come down pit road if he wasn't getting 4 tires. Or he might have some damage, I'm not sure. 23 seconds now on pit road. I don't know what that was all about. Unless he felt like he had made some contact and had some damage, but comes out of pit road. So Kenneth now back to the 15th position. Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened to the 03 machine there. He came down pit road and he gives up the 4th position. Now all the way back into 15th. We'll have some fresh tires, but he's just running out of time. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I think he can definitely do it. The tires have seemed to be pretty good and have helped a lot of folks, but I don't know. I don't know if it's enough time. 25 laps is a lot to ask. If you're Kenneth, if you got fresh tires like that, I mean, you've got to get 3 or 4. You know, if we keep having cautions, get 3 or 4 cars, get a caution, 3 or 4 cars, get a caution before you know it. You're back up towards the front. So not really sure what happened to the 03 machine that he needed to come down and get some damage fixed, but that's what he decided to do. Well, alrighty, going to be just under 25 laps to go. Christopher McCullough has gotten himself back up to the 6th position, and this kind of reset helps him get closer to the front. He's got to get ahead of Peyton Hubbard. I mean, this time at this point, it's going to be tough for Chris. It's everybody that he needs to finish ahead of is in front of him, so it's going to be an uphill battle. But so much can happen in 25 laps here at Martinsville that. You just never know. Base car is off. Sean Kaiser trying to get 2 in a row here. Gonna lead us down to the green flag. Chad Ross going to get clear for the 2nd position. It's Peyton Hubbard battling Drew Kroll there for 3rd. Peyton's going to take over that spot. Now Chad Ross is going to set his sights on that 24. He's been all over him all race long. Leaning on that back bumper, coming off the corner, not able to get the run. Going to try again to get to the inside of that 24. I think Chad definitely feels like he's faster. But honestly, Chad just doesn't have to push the issue. He can let Peyton Hubbard go. He would still be okay, so he doesn't have to push for it. I mean, a win would definitely feel great, and you want to win, but if you're in the point situation he is in, he cannot afford to do what other guys have done and lose a whole bunch of points by spinning out. Right now, I don't know if he recovered. Here comes Peyton Hubbard. Now he's on the back bumper to the 83, and caution is out again. Got some trucks slow here. I mean, this has been a very frustrating race for everybody, I think, because it's been 5 to 10 laps of caution, 5 to 10 laps of caution, and you just really haven't been able to maintain any kind of rhythm. I'm not even sure what the caution was for. Go on board with David Brackett. We'll watch it together. Almost a 3-wide situation here. Oh, the 0-2. Oh, the 2 of Jeremy Vaughn is sideways. off and gets a little bit too deep into the corner. May have had some help from behind, and Jimmy Vaughn's going to go around. That brings out caution. Should get the 1 to green this time, and it seems like we're just going to run 3 or 4 laps, and then the caution is going to come out. We're just going to do that for the rest of the race. Just going to be about a little over 15 laps to go here in this thing. Not get to go, so we'll do another lap. Should get it right here. Lights are off on the pace car. 15 lap run to the finish. Can we do it in the green flag racing? I doubt it. It's been just a mess. Take a look at the race recap here. 15 cautions here tonight. There's so much on the line. Definitely making these guys race extremely hard. And of course, Iracing and Martinsville have never been a great combo. It's just a lot, a lot in this race. Sean Kaiser, though, has the lead. Should get a great restart. He's been knocking the restarts out of the park here. The last 3 or 4 restarts, and this one no different. He's going to take top spot. Now Peyton Hubbard moves into that second position. All playoff drivers fighting for those final spots right here. Peyton Hubbard down to the inside of Chad Ross. Fighting back on the outside, but here comes Christopher McCullough down to the inside. Going to give Peyton Hubbard a little shot there. You can see the hands inside of Peyton Hubbard's truck. Getting a little wild as Drew Prohl and Chad Ross make contact. Caution is out again. Kenneth McCullough involved in this one along with Michael Cole. And boy, he almost had a parking lot. Let's take a look at this. For the 91 jumps the curb, and it's, yeah, look at that right there. Nothing. Michael Cole just completely hits that. You see he hits that red and white curb. It does it once, does it twice. That's the corner before. And then going down to the corner, does it again. And man, just cleared out a couple drivers. Probably a little bit nervous. Somebody's on the outside. You can't really play with that curve like that. He gets away with it on this corner, back corner. Let's see. Watch it from his point of view here. Yeah, just slides in there and just throws the truck up into Barrett Morton and also into Kenneth McCullough. So, I mean, Kenneth's playoff hopes starting to go down the drain here. Just 2 playoff spots are going to remain for points, and they run second, third, and fifth. it is going to be close. I mean, Peyton, we'll take a look. Like I said, this is before the race, not right now. This is before the race started. You can see Peyton Hubbard +3. So you know he's got to be pretty good. Christian McCullough going to gain some points on Chad, but I think he's still probably out as at the break. McCullough was out by 2 points. So it's close. I mean, it is really, really close. And one wrong move for any one of these 3 drivers right here, and it is over for their playoff hopes. So there's a lot on the line, and these guys are going to be racing it to the very end. Going to go around one more time after this, most likely, and then we'll have a 9-lap shootout to the end. Alex Finn says, as they're running, it is Hubbard and Ross that are currently in. Christian McCullough has got some work to do, and honestly, he's got the way to do it right in front of him. That 24 truck is his ticket to the playoffs. He's got to get up there, and he's in a great position now. He's positioned himself after that spin. I mean, you don't want to spin out again, but he's positioned himself here. I mean, he's gonna have to take a shot. I don't think he can rest on his 2nd or 3rd place finishing position. I think he's got to get the win at this point. You know, unless something really happens to Chad Ross here. But no 4 right now, he needs to take a win. He's got a great opportunity here on this race start with just 9 laps to go. Who are the final 4 that's going to make it into Homestead? John Kaiser already locked in, gets a great jump. So does Christopher McCullough. He's got the 2nd position. Oh, and Peyton Hubbard is going to try to get into the corner, but makes contact. And Peyton Hubbard is going to spin out into turn 1. Playoff driver on the bubble with just 8 laps to go. Goes around. And maybe his playoff hopes as well. Christopher McCullough gets through on that restart, and then Peyton Hubbard tries to fit that truck into a spot that wasn't quite there. And we'll take a look at that restart right here. Here we go, checking out the replay, watching from Peyton Hubbard's point of view. You're going to see a great restart for the 04. He's doing what he has to do, gets a great jump. Peyton does not. Peyton's going to try to slide in right behind the 04 here, and Chad Ross, he's in the same position. Peyton comes down, he's just not, I mean, Ross, definitely dives it down in there, but, it's the end of the race. You got to be watching out for that. I think both drivers did exactly what they needed to do, and Peyton is going to be the one. Peyton's going to try. You can see him, he wants to go, and Ross knows it. Chad definitely does cook it in there. He knew what he needed to do, and I don't think it was his intentions to wreck Peyton, but he definitely did not want to let him down on the bottom. And saw an opportunity to continue to gain points, especially if McCullough goes up there and wins this race. Now that it's between them, and man, look at this right here. Unbelievable. Now, Peyton Hubbard. Big development there. I can't believe it, honestly. That is crazy. Peyton Hubbard now back in 14th, and man, just not enough green flag laps to make something happen. And, with that's going to put Peyton out of it. He is going to be out of the playoffs unless he can somehow pull a miracle out of his rear end. Maybe the 2 up here, the 04 and the 83, get together. But, just kind of use some common sense and spitball math. I definitely think that Christian McCullough is in currently. How does that change how you race if you're the 04, if you're Chad Ross? Winning is a very easy thing to do, but we've already seen a couple drivers trying some things to win races, and it puts them in some bad spots. The 04's already gone around and gone to the back, and now he's in a great position. Peyton, going to be tough to make up enough spots to get into the points, but he still has a lot of time in potential green-white checkers. He's not done yet. Peyton, if there's anybody who can get it done, Peyton Hubbard can do it. But we're definitely going to have the picture-in-picture cam on Peyton as he is going to, fight hard to get back into this thing. You got your Hubbard cam. You got the Hail Mary cam. Hail Melon maybe on the bottom. What's he going to do? What's he willing to do as getting it back up front, though? Sean Kaiser, Christopher McCullough. Battle for the win. Down into the restart zone, and we'll look at those guys spinning the tires, and Drew Prohl has a bad shift. He did that earlier. And there's going to be contact. Is there they go around, and Peyton Hubbard gets around it, just drives through it. I know you can do it, just drive through it, and he does. Drew Prohl just drops an egg there on that restart, and caution back out. Drew's gonna spin the tires on that restart, trying to gather it up. 38 goes into the corner, and 3 wide, just not gonna work at that point. Kenneth McCullough involved in that one too, so just a frustrating night for him. Continues, he keeps getting caught up in these late race cautions. Holy moly. Peyton Hubbard able to get up to the 11th position. I'm telling y'all, this is going to be it's going to take every bit of these 3 green-white checkers. We're on our first right now. And if you're Peyton Hubbard, you can't let yourself, you're able to pass 3 or 4 cars there on that wreck, and you've got to do a great job of avoiding wreck. One wrong move and you get damaged, you're not able to continue. That's it. As Drew Prohl looks like he is going to go to the back for an EOL. That's another spot for Peyton Hubbard. I feel bad a little bit for Alex Penn. As these live points are just going all over the place at the moment. But right now, Peyton Hubbard in the 10th position. And who he's racing, Christopher McCullough, is in second. Now, oh man, with 3 green-white checkers, I just don't think that I am going to rely on this point situation. Now what happened to Chad Ross? Well, Chad Ross was up there. Now he's back in 11th. Well, hell, I missed something. Oh, that's right. Okay, so they got an EOL. Chad Ross did for that wreck with Peyton Hubbard. Sorry about that. Not paying enough attention. I completely missed it. So, oh man. So Christian McCullough's got to be feeling really good, but I still think the point still stands. I think with how the cautions have gone, green-white checkered, you got 3 of them, and it's likely we use all 3. I just can't imagine it's not at this point. I think if you're Christian McCullough, you just think you win. That's the simplest way of doing it. Go up there and win this race. He definitely has had the speed all night. Guys around him, I think he's been faster than. Go up there and win this race, and you don't have to worry about any of it. Ross, Hubbard, even in points, 10th and 11th. How's that going to turn out? The 04 coming off the corner. Can he get down to the bottom and challenge Kaiser here for the win? Oh, it gets caught. Gets caught by the restart. No, the 73 actually gets not a great starter or even let the 04 in. Not sure. But now he takes over the 2nd place. Green, white, checkered. If they make it to the white flag, the race is over. Last shot for the 04, Peyton Hubbard, up to 9th. White flag is out. This is it. What is Christopher McCullough willing to do here on the white flag? He's only got one opportunity to do it here down in 3 and 4. Will he put the bumper to him? Down in 3 and 4. Gives him a shove. Kaiser doesn't move. Comes off the corner, and Christopher McCullough not going to be able to do it. Kaiser takes the win. They come across the line. Peyton Hubbard comes home in 7th. Chad Ross in 12th, and man, that is crazy. Completely flip-flopped, and we're going to need a lot of race control help and Alex Penn to come in and let us know. And there at the end of that thing, unofficially official, your final four are going to be Kaiser, Cunningham, McCullough, and Peyton Hubbard, finishing in 7th place, able to get it done. And Chad Ross, with that spin on Peyton Hubbard, having to go to the back, not able to gain enough spots, and comes in 6 points to the good, and he's going to leave 1 spot out of the playoffs. So we'll have to wait and see. Like I said, that's unofficially official. Alex Penn doing a great job of doing all that. We'll have to make sure with the bonuses and stuff that is actually correct. So we're not gonna say that's official just yet, but likely that's what it's going to be with Chad Ross coming home in that 7th place. Peyton was already good, +2 coming in, or +3 actually. So should be pretty close. But I think it is right, man. Christopher McCullough did exactly what he needed to do. Almost got the win. But that's going to go to Sean Kaiser, who wins 2 in a row. Last week at Darlington, this week at Martinsville. Man, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Martinsville, messy. Race recap, 18 cautions, 8 lead changes. It was very exciting for the points. That's why we like the playoffs. People say they don't like the playoffs, but boy, it sure does make these races exciting when they otherwise may not mean anything. And they definitely meant something here tonight. Man, just an unreal race. So much stuff going on in this race. And, the playoffs kind of get turned on their head. Chad Ross had to feel pretty good coming into this thing. And then there at the end, that spin on Peyton Hubbard turns out to be the one that kind of does him in. Unbelievable. Well, we got some interviews to do. And let's talk to somebody who, Eric Parks was busy man here in this race. Comes home in 3rd place. Eric, how you doing tonight, brother?
Doing good, Eddie. How you doing, bud?
Man, I'm doing good. Looks like it was tough out there, man. What an exhausting race for me in the booth, and y'all are out there racing it. It's just a lot of cautions. A lot of stuff to deal with. You were involved in a few of them. That truck's got a little bit of damage, but you brought that thing home in 3rd place after all the chaos. Man, congratulations on that 3rd place. How'd you get it done here tonight?
Oh, man, thank you for that. Yeah, I would have never dreamed that was going to happen after that first wreck I got into there. And I don't know if Sheets just didn't know I was under him or what. But anyway, I had about 6 minutes of optional and about 30 of required, or 30 seconds. And I thought, well, I'll never be able to run it good enough to get that high. But I just kept coming in caution after caution and getting a little bit more done and got her back to where it would drive. So we got her there. I'll take it.
Well, in a race that's really kind of all about playoff drivers. You're not in the final four, not moving on, but it's got to feel really good, with all the stuff going on, to come in here and get a podium in amongst all of the playoff drivers, kind of showing that you belong in that 73 truck. Talk a little bit about that. Towards the end of the season, people feel like, some people don't even show up because they feel they don't have anything to race for. But what motivates you to keep going? Hey, I'm not in the playoffs, but I got races to try to get a win here in
That's
the
right.
Truck Series.
That's what we're here for, anyways. Try to get those wins. And no, I've enjoyed it. I had that mishap there in the Roval, and my brakes messed up on me, and that just kind of messed my playoff run up. But I hate it for Chad tonight, my teammate. He was up front most of that time, and that last one got him. So I hate that for him because he needed to be there for the points itself. But I'll take it. Like I said, I'm glad to get up there, and it's fun just to get up and race and mix it up with these guys. They all a good bunch of guys, and I enjoy racing with them.
All right. Well, Eric Parks, your 3rd place finisher. Congratulations, brother.
I appreciate it, buddy. You have a good night.
Well, don't get away too far. You
Okay.
got sponsors and people to thank. Who you got to thank?
Well, I want to thank the good Lord above for all he does, and I want to thank my teammates, Chad and Jim. They was out there. We was missing one tonight. We missed him, but hopefully we can all 4 be out there next week together. And then I want to say hi to my mom and dad. I know they're probably watching. So I appreciate all y'all do too. Thank you for the broadcast. You do an optimal job. You do some great graphics on it. It's awesome.
Well, all right, man. We'll definitely appreciate that, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right, buddy. Have a good one.
Eric Parks, third place finisher. Got to bring in second place, and boy, do we have a lot to talk about with Christopher. Chris, this Eddie in the booth. You got a copy?
Whoo! I got you.
Man, I'm gonna tell you what. Right now, I've got a lot of questions, and I know you're exhausted. That is a mental and physical just drain for you in that race. A lot to go on. McCullough Motorsports, tough night tonight. And y'all came in. You came in with about 2 points out of that cutoff, and talk a little bit about your race at the beginning, and then of course you had that spin while you were up front and go all the way to the back, and I got to know what your thoughts were at that time when that happens, because it's got to feel like everything came crashing down at that point.
Yeah, I got to thank my teammates for keeping my head in the game. I was pretty upset with myself. When Chad came down and threw that block, I just kind of lost track of the corner, and instead of getting loose and spinning it in front of everybody, I just kind of locked it down and tried to hope I didn't get hit. I drove my guts out this race. I was sideways. I should have wrecked it 3 or 4 times, trying to get every bit I could out of it. Racing Hubbard and Chad Ross, they're fast, so I have to try to maximize my speed when I could. But it was a very grueling race, and my nerves were bad the whole time.
Well, hey, mine too, brother. And watching y'all, and I'm sitting there. I mean, I've got highs and lows. I feel like I'm bipolar as this broadcast at the moment, because man, it was so exciting. And then one of y'all would have trouble and go all the way to the back. I mean, and the big moment for you is when Chad Ross gets into Peyton Hubbard, and both of them go to the back. And honestly, you're in a great spot. I mean, were you talking about that? Were you aware of it? How did that change how you drive? I know you'd like to go out there and win, and you don't have to worry about points. But on that final restart, were you thinking about that at all? When you're racing with Sean Kaiser, you didn't really need to win at that point. What were your thoughts going into that green-white checkered restart?
Yeah, I took it real easy on the green-white checkered. I was just hoping to get to the white flag lap, and then I owed Kaiser one from a race before, so I was thinking about getting into him a little bit more. I gave him a little bit in 3 just to see, and he did a really good job of stabilizing his truck, and I even gave him another bump. So I didn't want to give him too much and cost myself a spot in the championship for it, that's for sure. But yeah, I would have liked to win. I felt like I had good pace, but I'm happy to make it to the championship race, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely had the speed here tonight. And, I mean, just like I said, everybody was doing exactly what they need to. And then pretty much all 3 of y'all that were right on the cut that were racing each other for that final spot all had some sort of issue tonight. You had yours earlier than those guys, and you were able to recover, get back up to the front. Just a great drive through the field. And get back up to the front. So, man, congratulations, first off, on making it to the next round, the final round, and go to race for a championship, but also second place here tonight after all the troubles that you did have and just trying to get through this race. It was a miss to begin with, and you were able to get it done, and you're going to move on to the next round. So, congratulations on that. Tell me, what we feeling about Homestead? Do you feel good at Homestead? How do you feel about going into that final round?
I think Homestead's going to be pretty good for me. I'm going to put in some extra practice this week, try to be the best I can. These guys in the Final Four, they're fast. So, I feel like I'm in the ballpark every week. Certain tracks I'm a little off, but Homestead's a good track for me. I prefer the short tracks. That's where I shine at. But we'll see how it goes. That's for sure.
All right. Well, second place finisher, Christopher McCullough, and a Final Four playoff driver. We'll see you next week. Who you got to thank here, Christopher?
Yeah, I got to thank my team, McCullough Motorsports. It's great to race with a good group of guys that keep my head on straight. I got to thank all the admins that put these races on, and thank you for broadcasting. And I also got to thank all the drivers, because it's really fun to get out here and run as hard as I can, lap after lap, and have the driver skill to be able to run side by side with me. It really makes it fun to show up on Mondays.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, there you have it. Second place finisher, Christopher McCullough, as he able to move on to the next round by virtue of points. But we got to talk to the race winner. He's already into the round of 4. the championship round after dominating at Darlington last week and comes in here and wins 2 in a row. Sean, tell me about the momentum that this is giving you going into Homestead for that final race.
It's definitely great momentum. I did the same. I think I won the final last 2 races last season. Unfortunately, I was at an actual NASCAR race during the final, so I wasn't able to make it. But I'll definitely be here next week for this one, and it's definitely momentum builder. Won that one a little bit on strategy. I think I had speed to stay up front, but I took fuel when I could just barely make it on fuel, and the cautions flew my way, and I was able to get great restarts. But overall, great momentum. Very confident going into next week into the Final Four.
Yeah, I mean, tell me about Homestead. Do you like Homestead? Do you feel like you're good there? Do you feel confident going into that Final Four?
Homestead is yeah, it's one of my better tracks. I'm more of a bottom feeder there. I don't know if I've really raced there that much since the tire model update, so hopefully the bottom still works. I know at a lot of places if you wrap the bottom, you're able to save tire over the long run, and that's usually what I try and work on. But Homestead's a fun track. I know pretty much my whole team is pretty good there, and I know Peyton's good there, and Daniel's in the Final Four too, so it's not going to be easy, but you know, I like this whole entire season, just got to mind my P's and Q's and be patient, be consistent, and, you know, hopefully you get a little luck and things fall your way and come out with the W and a championship.
All right. Well, man, congratulations on the win tonight and last week. And make it 3 in a row, you'll be champion. So that's a pretty tall ask. So good luck and congratulations again tonight.
Appreciate it, and that's the plan. You have a good one. Thank you.
All right, who do you got to thank? Sorry, I'm reading and doing multiple things at one time. I keep forgetting to say who people got to thank. Who's your shout out?
You're good. Once again, it's just my team. We work well together. I mean, middle of that race, we were working great on restarts, helping each other out. You know, we knew what our situations were, where people need to finish, who we needed to beat, and luckily I was able to help them out and points wise, Daniel in particular, by winning that race. And so I just thank my team the whole season. We've really clicked just like last season and helping each other out. And thank you to Camerata Truck Parts and Jason, like I said, JC Motorsports and JC Graphics, Lucas Lyons for doing my paint schemes. Yeah, and you for doing the broadcast, and Jason for putting this all together and letting us have a blast.
All right. Well, there you have it. Your winner and your man to beat, I'd say, next week, Sean Kaiser. Win here tonight and wins 2 in a row. All right. Well, let's talk to some other drivers. Let's get these other playoff drivers in here. Daniel Cunningham, who we talked to earlier. Daniel, you went out there with one goal, and that was to get those stage points. You went out there and as a team won that first stage and then kind of faded back into the top 5 after you kind of completed that. I'd say mission accomplished for that 08 truck tonight.
Yeah, it really was. Getting the stage points definitely took the pressure off for the end of it. So in my mind, based off of the math that Alex Penn posted earlier, I knew if I won the stage with the lap lead bonus, I needed to finish 11th. So after that, even though every part of me was saying, you know, go for the win, it's like, you know, let's be smart and race the situation here and try to just make sure that we move on, especially with things started getting a little crazier there towards the end.
Yeah, well, you were able to stay out of trouble for the most part and did exactly what you needed to do, and you come away with a Final Four berth and a top 5 finish here tonight. I mean, talk about the racing out there. Where were people struggling? A lot of self spins out there. Do you think it was just the fact that the track was about 65 degrees that kind of made that sort of a common thing here tonight?
Yeah, for sure. And that was really what I struggled with too. When the sun was still up, I felt like I was definitely more competitive. For me, I didn't really struggle with the exit all that much. Like I was fine with that. I couldn't really drive it in as hard as I wanted to. I kept kind of getting loose under braking. I had it once getting near the end of the stage when the sun started to go down when I was leading, where I drove it in a little too hard and thought I was going to self spin from the lead like a ding-a-ling, and thankfully I didn't. But yeah, that was really the biggest thing. The restarts were kind of sketchy with trying to launch on the colder tires. So yeah, I think I think this track is overall it's a lot more fun anyway during the day when it gets a lot hotter like most places are. So yeah, it was definitely a struggle.
Well, man, great job, great execution tonight, and looking forward to see what you do at Homestead. Who you got to thank here tonight?
Yeah, appreciate you doing the broadcasts as always. They've been killer all season. Looking forward to the last few that you do over here for us. Appreciate everybody running the show over here. All my JC Motorsports teammates. Been a good season. We got 2 of us in the Final Four. So whether it's me or whether it's Sean, hopefully me, but whether it's either one of us, hopefully we can get that championship for JC Motorsports next week.
All right, well, there you have it. Daniel Cunningham with a 4th place finish, but he is moving on to the next round. And then our final driver in the Final Four is going to be Peyton Hubbard. Just up and down night for you, Peyton. You're at the back, come to the front, and then you go back to the back, and you come back to the front. It just seemed like it was just you were yo-yoing out there. And then right at the end, you get spun out by Chad Ross there, just racing hard, and you were able to recover, get back to 7th, and secure your place in the Final Four. First off, congratulations, and man, talk about your race tonight. It was a wild one.
Yeah, dude. Not being able to qualify kind of, started that whole thing, but I made up more spots pretty quick, faster than I thought I would. Once we kind of got up there, I had Cody in my ear, and with Alex updating the point standings, they were kind of telling me kind of where I'm at. So with stage points, I think I finished 5th, so I got a good bit there, and I had Chris in front of me at the stage and Chad behind me, so that really evened it out. We were all like maybe 1 point apart, and like I knew what I needed to do to beat Chris. Was really just finished 1 spot behind him. So I mean, if he wanted to really get up there and put in some work, I was just gonna sit behind him. And I don't really know. I think I was maybe 1 point behind Chad or something. But I mean, with the spin, Chad was just racing. I don't think. I mean, obviously he didn't do it intentionally. I almost did that a couple times tonight. So he ran a hell of a race. He was up there all night. I mean, he was giving me a run for my money. We were doing it to each other. So to make it in like that, that close to the cut kind of sucks because of all the wins and the good luck we've had. But it's I'm glad we're in it.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, you've had an up and down playoffs. I think you would agree that it hasn't gone exactly probably like you would have envisioned it. A lot of mistakes, a lot of really bad races where you're just kind of out of it after having such a great regular season. How do you kind of stop that trend? I mean, you go into this next race, you need to have a lights out, regular season Peyton Hubbard type race. I mean, do you think it's just think it's bad luck? Do you think it's is it something that what do you think is causing that sort of up and down Peyton Hubbard that we've seen sort of in this playoff?
I mean, for the last round, with it being full length, full fuel, I've got a lot more to work with. I don't really have to come into it with too much pressure. Got a lot of time in the race to make up those spots. So with with this race, and just in general, I guess, bad luck. I ran a pretty good race. I feel like it was just one little thing, and we came out of it on the good end. So I don't know what to really do there. Just kind of forget about everything else this season, and just pretend like this is the first one. We're all tied. Winner takes all. So we're gonna put in some work this week, and hopefully we can come out on top because I got to really work on my long run.
All right. Well, there you have it. Peyton Hubbard comes home in the 7th position tonight, but he will take over that final spot in the Final Four. Man, great season, Peyton. Good luck, and congratulations again tonight for making it in. Who you got to thank? Any sponsors, shout-outs?
Yeah, man. NLR, all the guys over there. Every week, we always talk, and a lot of those guys don't run asphalt, but Keith's pretty good on this side, so he'll help with some setup stuff. Jeremy, I know, ran a hell of a race, finally got a top 5. And we changed speed shops, so shout out to House of Speed. I know it's a fixed league, but we are still as a team part of their organization now. So I like to thank all those guys.
All right. Well, there you have it. Peyton Hubbard, your final spot in the playoffs as he's able to secure it on points. See if anybody is around. We'll talk to Chad Ross real quick. We'll see if he's willing to talk. We'll pull him up in here. Chad, this is Eddie in the booth. You willing to talk?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. It's okay to say no, brother, but I didn't want to leave you out of the Final Four. But I mean, man, it's a frustrating night. You had a great run and just came up a little bit short. Talk to me through what happened there towards the end.
Under caution with about 10 to go, I'm sitting there going, man, this is I might just make this as long as I don't get run over. And then I think it was probably that restart. I mean, I drove it in there kind of hard, but it looked like he came down too. I thought it was just kind of a racing deal, but I still felt terrible about it. So I'm glad Peyton still got in, and I didn't just take him out right there at the end. So I just screwed myself and not him.
Well, I mean, still, you had a really good race. I mean, it was up and down for everybody, and your turn just happened towards the end of the race. And Peyton was able to run up through the field about to 7th, and you finished in 11th. I mean, but still, a great season for you, and definitely not. I know you're disappointed, but man, you just had a great season, and there in the playoffs, I think you're one of the more solid drivers in the playoffs this time. So. I mean, great run for you. Just barely missed it, but, man, still a great run out of that 83 machine. As far as playoffs, you're out of it, but you go into the next week at Homestead, and you can give them the old middle finger and win the race at Homestead. So good luck there as well. Who you got to thank, man? I mean, I know you don't want to thank anybody for a bad race or where you missed the playoff, but I know you've had a good season. There's got to be somebody out there that you got to thank.
Yeah, just as always, thanks for Jason and all guys for all the work they do in the season. The great job you're doing for us. All my buddies on Team 3, Eric, Jim, Steve, Kayla. Thanks my dad for tuning in every week. Sorry I didn't get a better finish for him tonight, but we'll try to finish it off strong next week.
There you have it. I kind of feel bad for bringing him up in here. I just wanted to give him a chance to talk about it. But you can definitely hear the disappointment in his voice. I mean, these guys really put in a lot of effort, and you could say, oh, it's just a computer game, but man, I mean, you put in a season's worth of work to have it all go down the drain on the next to last race and miss that Final Four. It's tough. I mean, that's racing. It is a mean, what. Is it'll take it away from you. And John Mollahan, Kenneth McCullough, I mean, great runs out of those guys. Had a great run to this final round, but at the end of the day, only 4 drivers can go on, and the 4 that are going on, I think are, I think they've shown that they are some of the best. So, I mean, Sean Kaiser, Christian McCullough, Daniel Cunningham, and Peyton Hubbard will battle it out next week at Homestead for a championship. So good race. Really messy, but we're glad to get out of here and get that Final Four set. Well, y'all have a great night. We're going to go ahead and jump out of here. I want to thank Jason Collins. I want to thank Alex Penn for doing such a great job of keeping us up to date on the points. Definitely appreciate that. It adds a ton to the broadcast, and I definitely appreciate it. And all the drivers who put on the show tonight. Congratulations again to Sean Kaiser. And I don't know who I said was the Final Four, but Sean Kaiser, 2 wins in a row. Going to go race it out and try to get 3. All right, guys, y'all have a good night. We'll see you next week.